In tonight's ET News, we bring you the latest updates on some of the reports we've previously brought to you. These latest reports come as our scientists learn more of the strange aliens from their signals received. News. When we brought you the information we have deciphered about the type of program called news, our scientists had missed a type of news show, since identified as current affairs. Current affairs proclaims itself as news, but usually involves people, called cameramen, chasing other people, called scumbags, down the street. The scumbags usually make a comments about trial by media, and it might be ethically wrong but it's legal. Occasionally, current affairs reporters are caught making up stories, and, strangely, claim the same rights as the scumbags. It took our scientists some time to realize what current affairs programs were, as many of their names have nothing to do with their content. A show, called 60 Minutes, only lasts for 45 minutes, without the ads. The Drum is not a music show, or The Feed a cooking show, or Dateline a show about relationships. Yet other shows don't have names at all, only times, like 7:30, Sunday or late. A show called A Current Affair might have been a giveaway, except our researchers, after viewing the program, originally classified it in the genre fiction. Animals. On our findings about talking animals, our scientists have discovered a creature, called a budgie, a bird meant to fly freely, but for some reason smuggled in swimwear, or confined to a cage, is usually taught to talk by its human captors. This gives us hope the people of this world are taking steps to restore vocality to the non-humans on this planet.
It's not easy, Babe Green. It's not easy, Babe Green.
Other people buy pets, just to lead them around, or even to paint their house. Football. One group of researchers, who have become somewhat fanatical about the subject, have reported that football is not actually a sport. They claim it is a medical condition that we would call a disease. They claim that once a year, in a season called September, a large proportion of the population come down with an infection, causing the normally binocular race to become monocular. This disease that causes people to become one-eyed is called finals fever. Nudity. Many of the short, instructional pieces, known as ads, for clothing, washing machine, irons, dryers and so on, feature what look like new garments and instructions for the care, maintenance and cleaning of existing clothing. This must be a very expensive process, so perhaps going without clothing is a symbol. It was not, obviously, a symbol of the poor, as one would expect the poor to be the ones going nude, if they could not afford the clothing, and its subsequent care. Perhaps, the majority of people must wear clothing, and keep it clean, and by doing so prove their piety. They are, then, allowed to not wear this clothing. This ritual, of proving purity or godliness, occurs in a number of the religions of these curious people. The other odd thing we realized, from the vision I received, was that there were not two sexes on this planet, but four. There are male and female, but also quasi-males and females. These last two sexes appear to have no genitals. Genres. Upon further investigation of the way these aliens classify their transmissions, called genres, those scientists studying these classifications have discovered a new class they have called mockumentaries. It is a pity the researchers into the ET signals do not communicate more often with each other, as they would have discovered that the news programs called current affairs and the programs called mockumentaries are in fact the same thing. Concluding this report, since our scientists discovered these signals originating from space, it was thought that merely decoding them was a marvelous achievement. However, it has turned out that understanding these signals is a far greater challenge. How can you understand a species that spends so much of its resources creating these programs, only to have them interrupted by commercials? Advertising anything from nest building paper to lawn shorteners. That, I suppose, is why we must continually update our findings, as these people, who call themselves humans, are so strange, and, let's face it, alien.